Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." In a world where emotions can be overwhelming, how can we discover our grounding? How can we anchor the turbulent waves of these emotions? Emotions hold powerful strength that can influence our decisions and shape our happiness in life. But what if we could gain control over our emotions, instead of allowing them to dictate our actions and happiness? This is the ultimate goal of Stoicism, that helps us to get inner clarity and balance out our emotions in a better way. In this video, we can help you with 7 effective techniques to transform your emotional well-being. Before we begin, I would appreciate if you liked the video so that you can help me continue spreading the Stoic philosophy. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you to hit the subscribe button once so you don't miss any video. Number 1. Understand what's in your control. Have you ever found yourself caught in a storm? Not the kind with rain and thunder, but the storms of life? Unexpected events, disappointments, or sudden changes can create turmoil. The Stoics, philosophers from ancient Greece and Rome, offer a timeless lesson that serves as an anchor in these storms: the dichotomy of control. Picture this. You're planning an outdoor event, and despite all your preparations, it rains. You can't control the weather, no matter how much you'd like to, but your reaction to the rain is entirely up to you. You could lament and get frustrated, or you could adapt by moving the event indoors or seeing the rain as a refreshing change. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born a slave and rose to become one of the most influential thinkers of his time, put it succinctly: "Some things are in our control and others not." It sounds simple, but within this simplicity lies profound wisdom that has the power to transform our lives. Every day, we're faced with myriad situations. Some we can influence, like our daily routines, the books we read, or the company we keep. Many, however, are beyond our grasp. Global events, the actions of others, the passage of time, and yes, the weather. Here's where it gets interesting. The Stoics believed that our well-being doesn't depend on external events, but on how we interpret and respond to them. It's not the event itself, but our judgment about the event that causes our emotions. Think back to a time you faced a setback. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted. At that moment, it felt like a disaster, but with time, you might have realized it was a blessing in disguise, leading you to better opportunities or personal growth. To put this into practice, start by asking yourself, is this something I have control over? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, then it's an opportunity to practice acceptance and adaptability. By truly understanding and internalizing this principle, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anguish. We can navigate life with a sense of calm, knowing that while we can't control the winds, we can adjust our sails. In a world that often feels chaotic, the dichotomy of control is a beacon of clarity. It reminds us to focus our energy where it matters most and to embrace the serenity of knowing that some things are simply beyond our grasp. Number 2. Reflect before reacting. In today's digital age, where immediacy is often celebrated, the art of reflection can seem like a relic of the past. Yet, it's this very act of pausing and pondering that can be our saving grace in a world that demands rapid responses. Consider the countless times we're faced with decisions, both big and small. From choosing a meal at a restaurant to deciding on a career path, the spectrum of choices is vast. But it's not just the magnitude of these decisions that matters, it's the manner in which we approach them. Let's delve into a common scenario. Reading a message that strikes a nerve. Maybe it's a colleague questioning your work, or a friend making an offhand comment. The gut reaction might be defensiveness or anger. But what if, instead of diving headfirst into that emotional whirlpool, you took a step back? By allowing yourself that momentary detachment, you're not suppressing your emotions. You're giving them space to breathe and to be understood. This practice of reflection is not about passive acceptance or avoidance. It's about active engagement with our thoughts and feelings. It's about asking probing questions. Why did this comment affect me so deeply? What underlying beliefs or past experiences are influencing my current emotions? Is my immediate reaction based on the present situation or past baggage? Moreover, reflection before reaction is a tool that fosters empathy. By giving ourselves time, we also allow ourselves to consider the perspectives of others. Maybe that colleague had a stressful day, or that friend didn't realize the weight of their words. By reflecting, we open the door to understanding, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. In relationships, this practice can be a cornerstone. How many misunderstandings could be avoided if we took the time to reflect before reacting? How many bridges could be built instead of burned? It's in these reflective moments that we find clarity, compassion, and connection. Furthermore, in professional settings, the ability to pause and ponder is invaluable. Leaders who reflect before making decisions are often more respected and effective. They are seen as thoughtful, measured, and wise. Their decisions, born from reflection, often stand the test of time. In a world that often feels like it's moving at breakneck speed, the act of reflection becomes a form of rebellion, a quiet yet powerful statement that we won't be swept away by the currents of immediacy. It's a commitment to ourselves, to our well-being, and to the quality of our interactions with the world. In essence, to reflect before reacting is more than just a practice. It's a philosophy, a way of life that champions depth over breadth, understanding over impulsivity, and meaningful connections over fleeting interactions. It's a journey inward with profound outward implications, shaping not just our responses, but the very fabric of our lives. Number 3, practice to be calm. In a world that often feels like an emotional roller coaster, the idea of practicing dispassion might seem out of place. But let's delve deeper into what it truly means and the transformative power it holds. Dispassion isn't about suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around us. It's about cultivating a balanced perspective, a calm amidst the storm. Imagine being able to observe events, situations, and even your own emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Think about the last time you watched a gripping movie. There were moments of tension, excitement, and maybe even sadness. While you were engaged in the story, a part of you always knew it was just a movie. You didn't rush to help the hero or console the crying character. You observed, you felt, but you remained in your seat. This is the essence of practicing dispassion, being deeply engaged with life, feeling its many emotions, but also knowing when to remain seated in the theater of your mind, observing without getting lost in the drama. This approach becomes a lifeline in our modern age of information overload. Every day, we're bombarded with news updates and notifications. Reacting passionately to every piece of information would leave us perpetually exhausted. Dispassion offers a buffer, a way to engage with the world in a more sustainable, balanced manner. Dispassion also plays a pivotal role in interpersonal relationships. We've all been in situations where conversations get heated and disagreements arise. In such moments, practicing dispassion can be the difference between a productive discussion and a damaging argument. It allows us to listen more effectively, to respond rather than react, and to navigate conflicts with understanding and grace. Cultivating dispassion starts with self-awareness, regularly checking in with ourselves, recognizing our emotional triggers, and understanding our patterns creates a space between stimulus and response. In that space lies the freedom to choose our reactions, to act with intention rather than impulse. While dispassion might sound like detachment from life's joys and pleasures, it actually enhances them. By not being overly attached to outcomes, we can fully immerse ourselves in the journey, savoring each moment without the constant fear of loss or change. Practicing dispassion is about finding equilibrium in an ever-changing world. It's a compass that points to inner peace, guiding us through life's varied terrains with grace. By embracing this practice, we not only enrich our own lives, but also bring a sense of calm and clarity to those around us. Number 4. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Life is filled with moments that test our patience, resilience, and perspective. From minor inconveniences like a spilled coffee to more significant challenges like disagreements with loved ones, our days are punctuated with situations that evoke a range of emotions. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to get swept up in the immediacy of our feelings. A missed deadline, a critical comment, or a forgotten anniversary can feel like the end of the world. But one powerful question can shift our perspective and bring clarity. Will this matter in 5 years? This simple yet profound question serves as a mental time machine, transporting us to the future and allowing us to look back at the present moment. Suddenly, that heated argument or missed opportunity is seen in a different light. Most of the things we fret about today will be forgotten footnotes in the grand narrative of our lives. Consider the challenges and worries you had 5 years ago. How many of them still hold weight today? How many have been overshadowed by new experiences, learnings, and memories? This realization can be both humbling and liberating. Using this question as a regular touchstone helps in prioritizing our concerns. It assists us in distinguishing between short-term setbacks and long-term implications. For instance, while a bad day at work might feel overwhelming now, in the grand scheme of things, it's just one day in a career spanning decades. This perspective also fosters resilience. When faced with adversity, reminding ourselves of the bigger picture can reduce anxiety and promote problem solving. Instead of getting bogged down by the problem at hand, we can strategize, adapt, and move forward, knowing that time often brings clarity and solutions. But it's not just about minimizing our concerns. This question also encourages us to focus on what truly matters. If we want our actions and decisions to have lasting significance, we need to invest in relationships, personal growth, and experiences that stand the test of time. In a world that often emphasizes immediate gratification and quick fixes, the wisdom of this question lies in its ability to slow us down, to make us pause and reflect. It reminds us that life is a marathon, not a sprint. By keeping our eyes on the horizon, we can navigate the present with more grace, patience, and purpose. So, the next time you're faced with a challenging situation or a moment of frustration, take a deep breath and ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? This simple act can transform your outlook, reduce stress, and help you focus on what truly counts in the tapestry of your life. Number 5, embrace adversity. Adversity is an inevitable part of life. We all encounter challenges, setbacks, and moments of hardship. While it's natural to wish for a smooth and obstacle-free journey, the reality is that adversity often shapes us in ways that comfort and ease cannot. The Stoics recognized this truth and embraced adversity as a fundamental aspect of personal growth and resilience. Imagine a blacksmith forging a blade. The metal is subjected to intense heat and hammering, yet it's through this process that it gains its strength and sharpness. Similarly, when we face adversity, we're given the opportunity to refine our character, to develop qualities such as patience, perseverance, and courage. One of the most powerful ways to embrace adversity is to shift our mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, we can view them as opportunities for growth. This doesn't mean we should seek out difficulties or deny the pain they cause. Rather, it's about recognizing that within every challenge lies the potential for personal development. Think about a time when you faced a significant challenge. Perhaps it was a career setback, a personal loss, or a health crisis. In the midst of it, you might have felt overwhelmed and defeated. But looking back, you can often see how that experience changed you for the better. Maybe it taught you resilience, empathy, or a new perspective on life. By embracing adversity, we also cultivate gratitude. When we navigate through tough times, we gain a deeper appreciation for the moments of joy and ease. We learn to savor the good times more fully because we understand the contrast that adversity provides. Moreover, embracing adversity builds mental toughness. It prepares us for future challenges, making us more adaptable and resourceful. When we encounter obstacles, we can draw upon our past experiences, knowing that we've faced difficulties before and emerged stronger. This mindset is not about blind optimism or ignoring the reality of our struggles. It's about acknowledging the difficulty, facing it head-on, and finding meaning in the process. It's about understanding that adversity is a part of the human experience, and that through it, we can discover our true potential. In essence, embracing adversity is about transformation. It's about using the trials and tribulations of life as stepping stones to greater resilience and wisdom. By accepting and even welcoming the challenges we face, we open ourselves up to growth and the profound lessons that adversity has to offer. Number 6. Visualize negative outcomes. Visualizing negative outcomes might seem counterintuitive in a world that often promotes positive thinking and optimism. However, this practice, known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, has been a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy for centuries. Far from being a pessimistic exercise, it is a profound method for building mental resilience and preparedness. Imagine setting out on a journey. You consider the possible obstacles: bad weather, rough terrain, or unexpected detours. By thinking through these scenarios, you're not inviting them to happen. You're preparing yourself mentally and practically. If the journey goes smoothly, you appreciate it all the more. If you do encounter challenges, you're better equipped to handle them. This is the essence of visualizing negative outcomes. By contemplating potential setbacks, we reduce their power to surprise and overwhelm us. We build a mental fortress that can withstand the storms of life. This practice helps us develop a more balanced perspective, acknowledging that while we hope for the best, we must also be prepared for the worst. Think about a project at work. Visualize what could go wrong: missed deadlines, miscommunications, or technical failures. By doing this, you can create contingency plans, allocate resources more effectively, and manage your expectations. This doesn't mean you dwell on these negative scenarios. Rather, you acknowledge them and prepare accordingly. This approach also cultivates gratitude and appreciation. When we consider what could go wrong, we become more thankful for what goes right. We learn to value our successes and blessings, understanding that they are not guaranteed, but earned and maintained through effort and vigilance. Visualizing negative outcomes can also enhance our decision-making process. By anticipating potential pitfalls, we can make more informed choices and avoid unnecessary risks. This doesn't mean we become overly cautious or fearful, but rather more strategic and thoughtful in our actions. In relationships, this practice can foster deeper empathy and understanding. By considering the potential challenges and misunderstandings that could arise, we become more patient and compassionate with others. We recognize that everyone faces their own struggles, and this awareness can lead to more meaningful and supportive connections. Ultimately, visualizing negative outcomes is about embracing the full spectrum of life's possibilities. It's about preparing for adversity while appreciating the present. By integrating this practice into our lives, we become more resilient, adaptable, and grateful individuals, ready to face whatever comes our way with courage and clarity. Number 7. Practice voluntary discomfort. In a world that often prioritizes comfort and convenience, the idea of practicing voluntary discomfort might seem counterintuitive. However, this ancient Stoic exercise holds profound benefits for building resilience, gratitude, and mental fortitude. Imagine purposefully stepping out of your comfort zone, taking a cold shower, fasting for a day, or sleeping on a hard surface. These actions, though uncomfortable, are within your control and chosen willingly. By exposing yourself to minor hardships, you prepare yourself for the inevitable challenges that life will throw at you. It's like a mental workout, strengthening your ability to endure and adapt. Consider the modern conveniences we take for granted: climate-controlled environments, readily available food, and soft beds. While these comforts enhance our quality of life, they can also make us more vulnerable to discomfort and adversity. By practicing voluntary discomfort, we remind ourselves that we can survive and even thrive without these luxuries. This practice also cultivates gratitude. When we temporarily give up our comforts, we gain a deeper appreciation for them. A hot shower feels even more luxurious after a cold one, and a warm meal is savored more deeply after a fast. Voluntary discomfort helps us recognize the value of what we have, fostering a sense of contentment and mindfulness. Moreover, this exercise builds mental toughness. When we choose discomfort, we learn to control our impulses and desires. We develop discipline and self-control, qualities that are essential for navigating life's challenges. By practicing voluntary discomfort, we train our minds to remain calm and focused, even in the face of adversity. In essence, voluntary discomfort is about embracing the full range of human experience. It's about understanding that growth often comes from stepping outside our comfort zones and facing challenges head-on. By integrating this practice into our lives, we become more resilient, adaptable, and grateful individuals, ready to face whatever comes our way with courage and clarity. Do subscribe and be stoic.